Afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Watson Stadium. It is the NMAA 5A Boys Soccer Quarterfinals today between the number 1 undefeated Hobbs Eagles and the number 8 Gadsden Panthers. With Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Thanks for being along with us as we get ready for this 5A quarterfinal match. The winner will move on to take on number 4 Centennial on Wednesday evening. So as we come into this one this afternoon, the Gadsden Panthers come in to this under head coach Brian Gill, 14-7 on the year overall. They were 6-4 in district, but more importantly, they are already 1-0 in the playoffs as they beat Rio Rancho in a squeaker 4-3 back on Wednesday to open up these 2023 NMAA Soccer Championships. So they're looking to play spoiler today against the undefeated Hobbs Eagles, who spent much of the season ranked in the top 20 nationally. That ranking has since gone down. Really, that's nothing against the Hobbs Eagles. That's just a kind of a symptom of some of the teams that they've been playing over the years, and some of the teams elsewhere around the country, and some of the teams that they play. But Coach Reyes Marquez wants to get back to another state title. Of course, he's been to the last 4 consecutive ones with Lovington, but now looking to do it with Hobbs.
Yeah, and this match, of course, the Eagles come in. They have so many expectations, you know, that their personal expectations of then their personal goals, what they want to achieve, and you know, it's going to be a battle of all of those expectations. They bring a lot. They sit heavy on your shoulders sometimes. When you're number 1, there's a big target on your back, and then you have all of the expectations of staying without a loss. They've got a perfect season going on, right? 20-0. So they've got that, and a lot of times, you know, you come in and everybody is expecting you to win, so they're looking for the loss, and all of that can sit very heavy on your shoulders. So the Eagles are going to have to, while they try to lighten that up and think and focus only on this match and not worry about all of that baggage, the expectation, but let the shining light of that goal, which is a state championship, which is what they're looking for, you know, continue to be a beacon for them. They also can't let, you know, they can't take this Gadsden team lightly. They can't think, okay, we're number 1. All we have to do is just really kind of just play solid in this match. No, they're really going to have to focus, because this Gadsden team, even though they're seeded 8th, they have a 14-7 season. They have a winning season. They have beaten a lot of very good teams, and they have the capability of playing spoiler, of coming in. They, looking at their season and who they've beaten, they have the ability to rise to the level of the competition that they're playing. They have the ability to put together a good match against a good team on any given day, and today could be that day for them. So I think the Eagles, while they need to shake off a lot of the heaviness of all of the expectations and the pressure, that pressure that they put on themselves individually and as a team, to shake that off a bit, they need to take it so seriously to not let Gadsden come in and sneak in and do anything on the field and in their heads, you know, defeat them psychologically or on the field, either one here today.
Well, and going to be important because Hobbs has played this Gadsden team. They played them, I believe it was the second game of the season, all the way back in August the 26th, and that was a very close match. It was a 1-0 Hobbs win, and not the easiest of matches, and I think they really gave Hobbs all they wanted back then. You know, of course, that's been, you know, what, 2.5 months ago now, so
Sure.
A lot of things changed between then and now. Hobbs, you know, I think early in the season, as you look at their stats and you look at their scores and you look at things like that, you know, kind of really struggled to find some offense early in the season. They had a lot of 1-0 games, 2-1 games, 3-2 kind of games. So they really kind of struggled with the offense. Now, that turned around in the district season as they've just been absolutely blasting teams in district. When we did the game here against La Cueva about 3 weeks ago, Hobbs was only scoring right at 2 goals per game. Now, with the district season, they have stretched that out all the way to 4 goals per game. So they've really found their offensive rhythm, but they've kept the defense going too. Again, when we were here against La Cueva about 3 weeks ago, Hobbs was giving up right at a goal a game. It was like 0.96 goals per game. Well, and they've dropped that down to 0.75 goals against on their average. So they've really picked everything up quite a bit in terms of the intensity and in terms of the offensive pressure. Now, Gadsden, no slouch. They're scoring just under 2.5 goals per game, 2.3 to be exact. So they do have some offensive firepower. Anytime you see more than 2 goals in the sport of soccer, you're going to see, you've got some firepower and you've got some ability there.
Yeah. It usually means they're going to have more than one striker who's really effective for them.
Yeah, their main striker really, and I don't have everything in front of me, and I should have written some more things down here, is Jonathan Rodriguez. He's a junior. He is their main striker and will be the guy to really watch. But Andres Ramos and Brandon Chavez also have the ability to put the ball in the back of the net. Their goalkeeper, Diego Ruvalcaba, is giving up that 1.3 goals against per game. But we noticed in the warm-ups, and something that I'm sure that Coach Marquez has seen, he seems to not be quite as comfortable going to his right
as to his left. And sometimes that will indicate somebody who is actually left-handed or left-footed or stronger, dominant left side, and a little bit weaker on that. Doesn't necessarily mean that.
And we do have the national anthem and the raising of the flag, so we will take a timeout, come back and get this one kicked off. It is the NMAA 2023 state tournament from Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Tire. Mile after mile, we've been with you for almost 80 years. Nowadays, it seems like nothing is built to last. Phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2 tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Knowledge is the power to see more, do more, and be more. As one of the most affordable universities in the Southwest, Eastern New Mexico University has helped thousands of people just like you earn a degree. Spring 2024 at ENMU is the perfect time to get started with affordable tuition, great scholarships, and a wide range of in-person or online classes. Learn your power. Apply today for spring 2024 at enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success, that's what we're about.
You've just changed the light bulb in the pantry to an Energy Star energy-efficient LED bulb, one that uses up to 90% less energy than a regular old incandescent bulb and saves you more than $55 over its lifetime. You just saved energy and money and did the environment a solid. What's next? Organizing the pantry? It's suddenly so well lit. Find our LED discounts at excelergy.com/lighting deals. Excel Energy.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now.
And welcome back to Hobbs Eagles State Playoff Soccer from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports here on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel, HobbsAmerica.com, and the cool 95.7 Facebook page. With Don Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Hobbs will be in the home black kits with the white letters and numbers, the white sleeves, and the gold trim. For the visiting Gadsden Panthers, they are in the road whites, the all-white unis, with the dark maroon letters and numbers and a light gold trim around said numbers. So Hobbs looking to stay a perfect 20-0. They are the number 1 team in the land of enchantment. Gadsden is the number 8 team. Hobbs under first-year head coach Reyes Marquez getting ready for the start of this one. And Hobbs will be moving from and attacking the north goal here in this first half. So we've had all the pregame festivities are over and done with. A few folks still moving in to Watson Stadium here this afternoon. So should be a good one. I think Hobbs going to be very important for them to find a way to get on the attack and get there early, and for their defense just continue to do what they've been doing for much of the season. So the ball right at center, and it'll be Ferrafino who will start it back. And here we go as the Eagles take it over to the left side, and immediately intercepted by the Panthers, who are going to turn the Jets on, go up that far side, a little fight for it on the far sideline, and it'll go out last touched by one of the Eagles.
And I think Gadsden, by this early aggression and attack, I think their game plan is, we have nothing to lose. We're going to play all out in your face. We're going to attack. We're going to try to get on the board. We're going to try to surprise you and keep scoring. I think that's what they're doing.
I think you are probably right. So the throw in from the far sideline, and it'll be deep in the Hobbs zone, but it'll go out the back side of the zone and last touched by the Panthers. And so it will be Diego Castanon, the Hobbs keeper, will set it up on the second B in Hobbs down in the football end zone, as Hobbs will drop back in the offensive alignment. And here we go. We are back underway. Just underway, a minute gone here in this 5A quarterfinal round. Today's game from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports, with rights purchased by the Walmart Broadcasting and granted by the New Mexico Activities Association and the Hobbs Municipal Schools. So a side out, and Hobbs will throw the ball in. Jordan Barron will hand it off to Nathan Villalobos, and he'll pull the trigger on the inbound. And fighting for it in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench, going into the middle, trying to find a little soft spot, and Gadsden will just boot it back out in their midfield. But Hobbs will take it back over, taking it across and through the far side, looking for a little room to work. The Eagles continuing to move through, a little slide tackle, but Hobbs keeps the ball momentarily, but Gadsden will get it back, find a little soft spot in the Hobbs zone.
Some really good footwork by Gadsden in that.
And it'll be a side out as Hobbs just boots it out of trouble on the far sideline. Now Gadsden, though, on the early attack here, the question will be, can they keep up this intensity for a full 80 minutes plus of soccer?
Sure, soccer is always about conditioning. Always it comes back to that. Dexterity, agility, but overall conditioning.
So Hobbs will take away the inbound and just boot it back out towards the midfield, and off the head. Hobbs trying to find a little room. Onto the near side. Hobbs going towards the goal as Camacho sends one wide to the left and goes just wide, but Camacho with a chance. That's Juan Camacho with a chance to get it in, so gets his first shot on, but it'll go wide to the left. And it'll go back onto the foot of the Panthers. So on the free kick in, Gadsden will control it deep in their own end. It comes near the Hobbs sideline. As Villalobos just going to boot it out, it'll stay Gadsden ball.
Yeah, and Gadsden, you notice when they get the ball, they're working very quickly. I think their game plan is pass quickly, pass it forward. Don't no one player hanging on to it for very long.
Well, on the throw in, Hobbs trying to continue to work it through, as Gadsden doing a nice job moving it around. That is Ramos. He is one of their big strikers. Gets it away from good pressure for the Eagles. Again, they're just working the midfield defense right now. Both teams still kind of trying to feel each other out. just a little bit, but Hobbs
battle
increases
there.
the pressure, and Ferrafino gets it, sends it over to the far side. That's Camacho. Going to maybe think about the wide angle shot. Gets pushed off of it, then he'll take it wide to the left, and it is in, and somehow Gadsden will come through and save that one with Angel Cardiel, who knocks it away. Hobbs a golden opportunity there, but Gadsden does what they need to do to take it out of harm's way.
2 shots on goal early on. Hobbs is being very aggressive as well, but it's a percentage game as well. It's a numbers game. The number, you take as many shots on goal as you can because a certain percentage will get through.
Yeah, if you can take a good, if you've got any kind of look, there's nothing wrong with sending it on goal, and a foul called on Hobbs. It'll be a free kick for Gadsden up around the 35-yard line of the football field, the American football field.
Yeah, and a lot of times it'll be the sneakier, easier, softer shots on goal that will sometimes find its way past and through.
As Gadsden will send it away deep in. Going to bounce off the head of somebody and bounce off the head of one of the Hobbs Eagles. I believe that was Jorge Martinez. So it'll be Gadsden ball as they flip the field. And Ramos will, he'll hand it off to Del Hierro, who's one of their better strikers, and he will throw it in. Villalobos challenges and knocks it out as the ball goes rolling across the track and side out. 5 minutes gone here in the first period of this 5A quarterfinal matchup. From Watson Stadium, winner will take on number 4 Centennial on Wednesday evening. Of course, if Hobbs were to win that game would be right back here at Watson Stadium. Oh, on the inbound, Hobbs will take it away and trying to turn on the speed. A little bit of a bobble there, but moving it through is Ferrafino. Ferrafino, centering pass, goes to the left side. It is off of the foot of his running mate Sanchez, who will just have to save it away as Gadsden comes in. Now back into the center. Ferrafino over to the left side to Chavez. They'd like to get him free. He is their main striker, and it'll be a block on the far side and out. So it'll be Gadsden ball, but Hobbs has managed to put some pressure on. Only 2 shots on goal, but they have applied some pressure early.
They have. They've been in the red zone a lot so far, and it's early on. And they've been there more than Gadsden has been in there in Hobbs' zone.
And we'll have a whistle on the play, and I think we'll have a foul on Gadsden. Didn't see what that was for. Maybe a push-off. It was a pretty good battle as one of the Gadsden Panthers, that was Ramos, was in and amongst 3 different Eagle defenders.
Right, and it's fine to tangle up with your legs and put as much pressure with your legs on as possible. You start getting the upper body involved, and that's foul territory.
Now Humberto Hernandez will send it down for Jordan Barron, who will send it away for the Eagles from just shy of the midfield stripe. So Hobbs going to put their attackers down as Barron will send it away. It is a high one on goal, and that becomes a shot for Barron.
Beautiful.
Pardon me, that
Beautiful
was Camano.
kick. Wow.
And into the middle of the field, and a Panther goes down. It'll be a free kick on the penalty for Gadsden. So Gadsden will send it away, and that one will get over the head of all of the Hobbs Eagles, and that one just going to be headed back towards Castanon. And back forward as Barron will take it, directs traffic from the near sideline, feeds it forward, and on to the foot of Ferrafino. Ferrafino heading towards the center of the pitch, throws it in, and that one is going to be too high and wide to the left. Ferrafino, though, has had a couple of opportunities on goal. Still no saves yet for the keeper, Diego Ruvalcaba, but he has been under pressure in some pressure situations. Pardon me, he did have that one save on the free kick. So let me mark that down as a save.
Even though Gadsden came in trying to be very aggressive and control the ball, Hobbs has been able to take that and actually possession time much greater than Gadsden so far early in this match. And so many, 3 shots on goal, really 5 penetrations.
4 shots on goal.
4 shots on goal, and really actually 6 penetrations right in their zone for Hobbs. So they're playing very aggressively, and they're breaking through the Gadsden defense so far.
Yeah, Gadsden might have to think about, right now they're running kind of a man zone. They may need to think about just going straight man up or just straight zone, because a combination of the two is not working for them thus far, and I'm not sure which would be better to go with. Hobbs, I think, has probably the slight edge in athleticism of the players, so you might want to think about just that zone instead of the man zone.
Yeah, they're trying to keep more available to transition into offense if they can, and that's their thinking, trying to be aggressive and trying to score early, but Hobbs has been denying them that.
Yes, they have. Is Hobbs tangling up with a Gadsden player on the far sideline, and a Hobbs player goes down hard, and it'll be Hobbs' ball after the tackle, but the ball will be a free kick from the sideline, as Barron will send it into the middle of the pitch. That one going to bounce through. Comes on to the foot, working it through, and that was Barron who sent it in. He's got a shot on goal.
There.
Hobbs still controlling, as Gadsden just going to have to do anything they can to try and get that one out of the way, and they will, and we'll have a whistle out around the 20-yard line, and it'll be a whistle on Hobbs, so a free kick for the Panthers. 2 saves for Rubalcaba with shots on goal, as that one going to bounce all the way back to Castanon. And he will roll it over, and we will resume play. 10 minutes gone here in the first half of this 5A quarterfinal matchup between the Eagles and the Panthers, number 1 and number 8 in the state of New Mexico, as a long inlet pass going to bounce to the right side of the Gadsden goal. But Hobbs continuing to sprint down, put on pressure, as Camacho was in very quickly on Rubalcaba.
Again, as we said, it's a numbers game. You keep the pressure on, you get down into the scoring zone, and you take as many shots on as you can.
Nice save on the near side by Ramos to save it out, but he'll go down, and Hobbs will take it away from him. That is Camacho. He's got a man in his back pocket, finds a little room, centering pass, and just footed away by one of the Panthers. And out.
Ooh, nice headshot.
Towards the midfield.
Good control of the ball. Excellent ball control through passing here. Hobbs doing such a beautiful job.
Nifty little move there for Jorge Martinez, but he's going to lose it, and it'll go out off of the foot of one of the Panthers, so it'll stay, or rather go back into the Panther attack for Gadsden.
Hobbs is so fortunate. They've got so many players who have such strong individual skills, and you put that together and work as a team, and that has made them.
Hobbs going to steal it away in the middle, as running towards the middle is Firafino, who's already had a good first half. He'll take it on to the far side with Adric Morales. Morales tries the centering pass. Gadsden will take it away from him and try and get it back out of the danger zone. Gadsden right now is managing to weather the Hobbs Eagle pressure, although they have not been able to get much of their own, as Brandon Cherez loses it momentarily and then sends it back off of the foot of Villalobos, and Hobbs will control. Villalobos will body it up and send it forward, and Hobbs to the near sideline. Back to Villalobos. He'll get it back to Ferrafino. Ferrafino to Camacho. Camacho on the far sideline, and going to be out as Angel Esquivel. Just a desperation touch on it to get it out and try and alleviate some of the Hobbs pressure, but Hobbs will have it deep in the offensive zone. And Villalobos will inbound it from right at about what would be the football goal line. So he'll throw it in on towards net, and it'll be headed away by the Panthers. Hobbs really didn't have anybody set up back there to try a set play. Hobbs right now dominating in the time of possession. Martinez with it, sends it across and back into the middle of the field, and a whistle sounds, and we'll have a penalty on the Eagles. So a free kick from deep in their own end for the Panthers.
And they're willing to risk these penalties to stay so aggressive.
And that one going to be just kicked off and over and way too far out, as Castanon will come out and reset and replay the ball. This would be a time that Gadsden might want to think about bringing up an extra attacker, but they don't, and Hobbs will just take it right back out into the midfield. So Hobbs onto the near side, and that will be Barron. Bounces it off, and it'll bounce around and just going to be booted out of harm's way next to the Hobbs bench by one of the Gadsden Panthers. As taking that one out of harm's way was Ramos. As some subs going to check in for the Eagles and for the Panthers as well. Coming in for Hobbs, Eliud Hernandez.
Fresh legs, fresh legs.
And coming in for the Panthers will be Gabriel Garcia.
Ooh.
So on the inbound, it'll be
It
stolen
nice
away
steal.
by the Panthers.
Yeah, it was a nice steal.
Trying to feed it forward, but a Hobbs defenseman gets to it and then slides
Beautiful.
down and gets taken down.
Yeah.
They're going to call a penalty on the Panthers.
A little bit of a soccer flop, but we hope he's not injured. Let's hope it's just a cramp maybe, or just I think he took a hard shot on the shin.
Humberto Hernandez slow to get up.
I think he took a little bit of a hard shot on the shin. I think he's up and ready.
Yeah, Brandon Cherez with the tackle there. Something if you're not real familiar with soccer, and I've learned a lot over the last couple years, is there are tackles in soccer.
Sure.
Just like there are in American football. So it'll be a free kick for the Eagles with 26 minutes to go here in the first half. No score yet, but Hobbs has had their chances. Into the middle of the field, over the head of everybody, but it'll get through, and just having to jump up and pop that one away will be Cardiel. It stays in bounds. Hobbs fighting for it on the back line. Comes bouncing out. Hobbs going to try and set the offense. Nifty little move on the far sideline, as it'll be saved by the Panthers again, and they'll just boot it out. So a throw in for Hobbs from about the 20-yard mark.
A quick one will keep that offensive rhythm going for Hobbs.
And into the middle where nobody's there, at least not wearing black and gold. Goes to the white and maroon. Bouncing it back out into the midfield. And again, Gadsden is just, they're playing, I think, with an extra midfielder instead of an extra forward. A lot of times when they've had some chances down in Hobbs, they've only had 2 attackers down there.
Well, I think that's because they want to keep their options of going either offense or defense. They want to keep the transition strong because they're trying to be aggressive, but they know that they've got to keep defense because Hobbs is being so aggressive and spending so much time in their own scoring zone. So
Garcia checked out momentarily. Now he's back in for Angel Cardiel, and it'll be Gadsden ball on the far sideline on the throw-in. So into the middle and immediately just knocked away by an Eagle and back out. Clock continues to move. 24 minutes, 45 seconds plus stoppage time in the first half.
And I'm not saying that that's the best strategy for them, but I'm saying that I think that's what they're doing, I think. And is it going to work out? Is it working out right now? Maybe not. Is it going to work out long term? We'll see.
As the ball will go out deep in Hobbs' defensive zone, and the Eagles will have the throw in. And on that throw in, Gadsden will take it, but Hobbs will immediately boot it back deep into the Gadsden end as a bouncing ball. It's going to be popped out in front of the far stands here at Watson Stadium. Pretty good crowd on hand here this afternoon for this 5A quarterfinal matchup in the NMAA State Soccer Tournament. Bouncing ball goes rolling, but a whistle had sounded before, so it touched out. So will it be a corner kick? No, I was going to say it shouldn't be, but I think they're still trying to decide for sure what's going on. So Hobbs has moved everybody up into the attacking zone, and yes, it will be a corner kick for the Eagles from that far northwest corner. Hobbs will set the offense as that one will come in high to the middle. It'll come bouncing through off the head of one of the Panthers and out on the near side. So Hobbs will have the throw in from the near sideline. But deep in the Gadsden zone is Villalobos going to come up from his defenseman position. He normally is the one who pulls the trigger on the inbound for the Eagles. So Villalobos will take it. He will survey the scene and run up on the toss-in. Tosses it towards the net, and it'll be a little header that'll be saved, not by the goalie, but by one of the defenders for the Panthers. The Eagles putting on some pressure on a turnaround shot, and that one will be just wide as Josh Chavez gets his first shot of the game, and another save for Gadsden, although it wasn't by Rubel Caba. The save was actually made by Andres Ramos.
And Hobbs, instead of getting discouraged that they're taking so many shots on and not getting one to fall, they need to just use that energy and just say, they know it's a numbers game. Keep it up. Keep the pressure up. Keep taking those shots. Keep doing it. One will get by. One will fall.
So they've had their opportunities. Gadsden has just managed to avoid it. The big goal so far is chasing across the field is Alexis Sanchez. Sanchez will control it, send it towards the net, over the head of
beautiful.
Rubel
There
Caba,
it is.
and off the assist and into the net. Light the lamp. The Hobbs Eagles have the goal. Joshua Chavez with the goal at exactly 22 minutes to go in the first half. Chavez off the assist by Sanchez, and the Eagles strike first 1-0.
Yeah, that was beautiful. What a nice pass that was. The Eagles, that's what the one thing I've noticed in this match so far, such good consistent passing. Their passing has just been excellent, and that's what they did well. The setup was there, and yes, the pass and the shot in. It was beautiful.
So the Eagles take the early 1-0 lead. Might want to handle the scoreboard.
Thank you very much.
As it'll come back to Castanon. So now it'll be the Panthers playing from behind. As they came out a little bit tentative, and Hobbs has taken advantage of it.
And they just need to keep the pressure on.
Hobbs, I'm going to say Hobbs should be smelling a little blood in the water here.
And just go for more while they're hot. Go for more. Keep the pressure on and continue to just attack the goal. Shots on goal. Shots on goal.
High bouncer that'll go out of bounds. And so Gadsden will take it back over. And again, Gadsden is only playing with 2 forwards. So a 2-6-2 for Gadsden. They're keeping a lot of guys in the midfield. So a lot of defenders for them, but Hobbs has managed to find its way through. So on to the near side as Herrera will go against Villalobos, and it'll go out. Should be a throw-in for the Panthers from right in front of the Hobbs bench. I can't get that young man's number until he turns around. There we go. That's Del Hierro. On the throw-in, Hobbs fighting with the Panthers, but it'll be controlled by Cherez. But Hobbs immediately swarms him, and will just take it away from him.
Hobbs, big foot battle there.
Yeah, the Eagles putting on a whole lot of pressure as that one will come bouncing through. And the Eagle defenseman on that far sideline will just boot it away. That's Adrian Sanchez, number 12. He'll go out with throw-in on the far side for the Panthers. And the Panthers are finally bringing up an extra attacker, but they're going to lose the ball, and it'll come out into the midfield. Hobbs with an opportunity, and the outlet pass going to be headed away. Good defensive job by the Gadsden team right there, because Hobbs was looking for the breakaway on the near sideline. Back into the middle of the field, and the Eagles just going to boot it back into the Gadsden side of the field. And they're just going to kind of play keep away from each other, a little back and forth at the moment.
Yep.
Hobbs with a swarming defense. Gadsden has not had an opportunity to get a whole lot of looks, and now we'll have a free kick.
Hobbs is so quick. It's another thing they're so good at as a team. Their transitions are just so smooth. They're quick. They're almost there before they need to be, right?
So it'll be a free kick for Rodriguez. Jonathan Rodriguez, one of their top strikers from the 30-yard mark. 20 on the football field, 30 on the soccer pitch. So a free ball there for Rodriguez as Hobbs going to line up. The Panthers going to set everybody up too for the set play. Castanon back and forth in the cage as Rodriguez will boot it high, and it'll find its way through and into the net on the free kick with 18:35. Jonathan Rodriguez with the goal. And we are tied at 1, and so the Panthers, just like that, have knotted this game at 1-1.
And I was just about to say, as he was setting that ball, this is the best scoring opportunity that Gadsden had all match long right here, and they made the most of it.
Their first shot on goal.
Yep.
And their first score. As a whistle sounds before the kickoff. The ref saying, nope, not everybody was ready yet, so we'll try it again.
And the pass down to Hobbs.
Now Hobbs will retake control to Villalobos on the near side. He'll work it up, just a little soft pass into the middle.
This is no time for Hobbs to start getting tentative. They cannot act any differently now that that the game is tied and they've had a score. And I see a lot of tentativeness out there suddenly. Hobbs just needs to stay in control.
And we'll have a man go down, and it'll be a free kick for Gadsden again. Gadsden has used the free kicks to their advantage. They've had one shot on goal, and that turned into a goal, but it was off of a free kick and then off of the head of Herrera near side, and the ball will go back to the Eagles.
Hobbs just needs to continue to play with speed and determination and just control the ball just like they have. Continue to control the ball, get it back down into the scoring zone and try to live there and just continue to take shots on goal. Their strategy shouldn't be any different.
Villalobos will throw it in from midfield. And splitting through two defenders is one of the Eagles. That's Astorga. Astorga, though, gets picked up, and he'll move the ball off. The centering pass, and that one is going to find its way through, but Gadsden, off of the body shot, will take it away. Hobbs continuing to try the attack.
Gadsden has new life, though. They've got this energy and aggression that's back that we haven't seen since the very opening of this match.
No, we have not, and Gadsden going to try and take advantage of it, as we are all tied at 1 with 16:54 plus stoppage time remaining here in the first half of play in this 5A quarterfinal match. As that ball goes bouncing deep into Eagle territory, Villalobos will head it off and take it up the near sideline. Under pressure from the Panthers and Garcia. Pretty good one-on-one battle there.
Yes,
so
but
feed it off to Hernandez,
the
who
Eagles,
loses the ball.
The Eagles are on the defensive here. It needs to feel more like they're on the offensive and they're on the attack.
Off the foot of Herrera, it'll stay Hobbs' ball as Villalobos, the junior defenseman for the Eagles, will toss it in. Of course, in soccer, the clock always moves, except if you've got a major injury timeout, as Hobbs will send one bouncing on net, and that one took a little bit of a knuckleball as Alexis Sanchez with the shot. It'll be a save for Rubalcaba, his third save of the match, but that one knuckled at the last second and caused some major problems.
Yeah. And that should give Hobbs a little more confidence, too, and just underscore, okay, oh, wow, we need to get the upper hand back here. We need to be on the aggression all the time. We need to be on the attack. We need to be on offense. Just continue.
Free kick for Hobbs after the penalty on Jonathan Rodriguez, who scored the Gadsden goal at 18:35 of the first half. So Hobbs will send it on net and bouncing through off the head and put it in the back of the net. Like the lamp, the Eagles have retaken the lead on the header by Jorge Martinez.
And that was on a really good, that ball was so well placed. That was a great kick and super setup. Hobbs doing exactly right where they needed to be, the support right there. And that was beautiful.
Yes, it absolutely was. So Hobbs takes a free kick and then the header and into the goal.
So nice.
Jorge Martinez, the midfielder on the set play, takes it into the top of the net and over the outstretched arms of Rubalcaba. Now Hobbs back up 2-1, 15 minutes to go, plus stoppage time here in the first half. Now Gadsden playing a little bit tentatively, is just like that. The momentum has shifted once again. Is that one going to go bouncing and trying to get it out of harm's way? Castanon will have to come out of the cage and pick that one up. Gadsden, though, all of a sudden is now putting on a little bit more pressure. Hobbs has found its way through, being very patient over there. They're not just sending it down wild and hoping somebody goes and gets it. Hobbs on the attack again from the left wing. Send it into the middle of the field, intercepted by the Panthers and tossed out. And it'll get behind the Hobbs midfielders and will go bouncing back. Now it can be the Panthers going on the attack with Cherez on the far sideline. Leaves it off at the 20-yard mark, and Hobbs going to slide through and try and get it out of harm's way from Rodriguez. Rodriguez in a pretty good battle with the Hobbs defense on the far side. Hobbs will win that one onto the foot of Barron, and he's going to get taken down at the 40-yard line by Rodriguez on the far side, and he is down, and he is not feeling good. A couple of his running mates go over and check on him and will pull him up. He's all right. As checking into the game will be Alessandro Rodriguez. So he'll come in for Jonathan Rodriguez. Rodriguez has had a couple of penalties called on him, a couple of fouls. I think they're just trying to make sure he doesn't get carded in this one. 2-1, the Eagles in the lead, 14:07 remaining plus stoppage time here in the first half. Clock is stopped on the injury timeout. As soon as the ball is sent back into play, the clock will restart. Hobbs going to go down and try and get another set play. On the inbound for the Eagles, it is sent towards the goal and over the head of everybody and out of the back and over to Gadsden. So Hobbs missing a bit of an opportunity on the free kick there. So the Panthers will send it back into the midfield, and Villalobos takes it off the chest. And Gadsden will just send it back into the middle of the field. The two teams battling at midfield. Hobbs trying to find a little room, and a battle.
Yeah.
Pretty good arm check battle right there about the 25, 30-yard line.
Hobbs not liking that call at all. The Hobbs faithful. Good crowd. It was light early on, but it has grown to a really good crowd for this match here this afternoon at Watson Memorial Stadium.
Yes, it has. On to the near side with Campos, who just checked into the ball game. He's up and he's hobbling a little bit. As Villalobos will take it far down, and Hobbs going to dribble it around, try and control it, settle things down. Gadsden will just boot it away. 12:50 remaining, first half, 2-1 Hobbs leads. And the inlet pass going to be taken away as the Eagles have it, trying to work his way through traffic is Ferrafino. Hobbs, though, brings up the extra attacker onto the far sideline, bouncing around with Sanchez. Sanchez towards the goal, and that one will be wide. No shot because it never even got into the goalie box before it went out. But Hobbs, again, putting on the pressure. That's taking some strange angle shots. That one just going wide. As Gadsden will reset and try and figure out what they want to do on offense here. As Rubalcaba will send it in over the heads of everybody. Hobbs going to go back and boot it towards their own goal almost. That almost disastrous. As it'll come bouncing out on the near side. It should be Hobbs' ball. Wow, I thought Gadsden had touched that one before it went out. But Hobbs will take it away, and Barron will send it into the middle. And a whistle sounds as they're going to call a push on Juan Camacho. Gadsden will take it back with Fabian Mendez. Mendez with the free kick. Come bouncing around. And the Eagles will just bring it to Barron on the near side. Barron dribbles it, dribbles through traffic, goes around Mendez and into the middle of the field. Hobbs with a little bit of rhythm right now as Ferrafino feeds it forward. That's a bouncer. It could be trouble, and off the foot of Camacho. Didn't get a lot on that one. It took a little bit of a strange bounce on him. Yeah. He still managed to send it towards Rubalcaba, his fourth save of the match. So back to the Eagles as Camacho spins out of traffic, looks to find its way through, comes deep, sends it on a weird angle and a bad angle and knocked away. Now he'll center it back up, and no Eagles in the neighborhood, and Gadsden will clear and try and reset after the Eagle pressure. 10:45 to go first half. Hobbs with the 2-1 lead.
Nice extended offensive attack there by Hobbs with some great dribbling, great passing and footwork, and just nice work to keep control of this ball, which they've reset. You can just feel them. You can feel them take that deep breath.
Come to Barron on the right wing, finds his way through, but they'll get bodied off of it as bodies go flying everywhere, and Gadsden will wind up with the ball on their left wing, but still in their defensive zone. Moving it back towards the midfield, and a foul going to be called on Hobbs again as Gabriel Garcia goes down hard. Back at the 45-yard mark, the 35 on the football field.
That's another thing about the Eagles. They're not afraid to be physical. A team that is so good at finesse, sometimes you expect that they're not going to be as physical. But Hobbs has a team that has finesse and grace, but they also are physical players, and they're not afraid, and they go on the attack, and I think they're willing to risk the fouls in order to try to get what they want, which is the ball back and to control the ball.
As Omari Patton, the striker, the senior striker, will check into the game for Barron. Of course, Patton got one of those big goals that was the difference in the La Cueva game. Of course, La Cueva has moved on into the semifinals. On the other side of the bracket, I think a lot of people expecting it to be Hobbs and La Cueva in those finals. Of course, you've still got games to play after today, too.
Yeah, and Hobbs is up 2-1, but this match is not over.
Gadsden, even though they haven't gotten a lot of sustained offensive pressure, took advantage of their one good opportunity. They've had one shot on goal, and it was a goal. As Castanon will roll it onto the left wing. Hobbs will start it up the far sideline and a push out. Gadsden trying to pick up their physicality a little bit too.
I think they're feeling a little frustrated. I think they were so happy when they scored that goal, and Hobbs took over the momentum after a little bit of neutrality. Hobbs went back on the attack.
The referee on the far side has got a Hobbs player and a Gadsden player and is basically reading them both the riot act on the physicality.
Yeah, maybe a warning, just a verbal warning telling them to clean it up before they have to pull out any cards or get more serious with it.
Yeah, haven't seen a yellow or a red in the games we've done, and I'd rather not.
Right.
On the throw in, and it'll be thrown out, so over to Gadsden. So the Panthers will be able to take it into the Hobbs offensive zone, and that one just going to be booted out of harm's way and back to the midfield by the Eagles.
And suddenly we're spending a lot of time down here in the Eagles, the red zone for the Eagles, and they want to get that back into the other side of the field, which is where they're moving now.
On the side out, Hobbs will have the throw in. 8 minutes exactly remaining first half. Hobbs leading 2-1. On the inbound, Hobbs will send it back down towards the middle, and that one going to bounce near side. Not an Eagle in the neighborhood. So the Panthers will control it in front of the Eagle bench.
But here you go. Midfielder coming up.
No, Villalobos will come up from his defensive position and challenge. A little push off, no call, and now Gadsden will have it. And a little pop, and just wide as the shot on by Cherez. The shot, and did it go in? Nope, it was wide, so that will Gadsden
Nope, but they'll have a corner kick.
Yes, they will.
Gadsden will have a corner kick. These are dangerous.
Yes, they are, so Gadsden will have a chance to send it off. So the save for Castanon, but they'll get the set play now. Gadsden on the set play only sending 4 guys in on the attack. So is this one that you might think about taking it to one of your backs who's playing back a little bit and try and get a long shot instead of going into the scrum? The answer is no. They go into the scrum, and it goes over the head of the attempted header of Cherez. And Hobbs bouncing it back out towards midfield. Patton will battle with Del Hero. And just sending it into space on the free ball. Patton bounces it off. Comes onto the foot of Ferrafino. Ferrafino weaves through traffic, loses the ball. Turning around on the kick will be Mendez. Sends it back out to the midfield. Now onto the left wing. And the ball will go out and out off of an Eagle. So it'll be Panther ball. 6 minutes remaining, first half, plus stoppage time. 2-1, Eagles in the lead. Winner moves on to the semifinals on Wednesday evening. Hobbs wins that game would be right here. So the Eagles on the far side just losing it. Got a little wild, and so another opportunity for the Gadsden Panthers on the far sideline.
Gadsden has been penetrating Hobbs' defense a little more consistently now in the last few minutes.
And on the battle, it'll go out, and another throw in for the Panthers.
And they've managed to stay on the offense and in Hobbs into the field more than the rest of this match.
And on the throw in, the ball will come squirting into the right wing as Patton will get to it, but then just boot it away. See a little backside pressure coming from Martin Prieto. As the Panthers try and find a little soft spot, Hobbs and the Panthers battling now towards midfield. Panthers trying to get a little bit of breathing room.
And they're controlling the ball right now.
Dribbling and passing pretty well. Villalobos sends it away. And then off of the head of Patton and into the midfield. Hobbs going to try and get their offense moving around now with Hernandez. Hernandez will feed it forward into left wing on the bouncer, and Gadsden going to send an extra defender back and just boot it away. Yeah, they've gone into a 2-4-4 look. 2 forwards, 4 middle backs, and 4 defensemen. Now Hobbs will send a bouncer, and that one will be a soft one on goal. And Ruvalcaba will have his 5th save off of the long shot by Chavez. As that one on the inbound, going to get over the head of everybody. Hobbs just going to have to boot it away. It'll go out the far sideline, and somehow saving it will be.
Wow, and I thought that was out. Wow.
Jerez, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be out.
And a little shot on goal, and that one will go wide. It's on the little turnaround from the 25-yard mark. Goes out, and it'll be Hobbs' ball. 3:40 plus stoppage time remaining here in the first half, a 2-1 lead for the Hobbs Eagles in this 5A quarterfinal matchup.
And you can just feel Gadsden step up the offensive pressure here with the minutes ticking toward halftime. What they'd like to do, they'd like to tie this up right before half. Hobbs really needs to grab the offensive back and go on the attack again. And, I mean, Hobbs' defense is strong and good, but you'd much rather be scoring than defending.
So on the free kick in, it'll come to Villalobos, and he'll just work the near sideline, and it'll go out off the foot of Camacho. Hobbs has gotten a little sloppy on the sidelines in the last couple of minutes.
They've been giving them a little too much. They've been just ceding them the ball, and you don't want to do that.
And a long shot on goal, and that one is off of the crossbar. So Hobbs dodging a bullet right there on the long shot by Fabian Mendez.
Yeah, another ball's width, down, and that would have been trouble.
Yes, it would have been.
Might have found the back of the net there.
It's just like in hockey, the crossbar and the sidebars can act as an extra goalkeeper, and they did that time. So the Hobbs Eagles dodged the bullet there. And off of the header, it'll be a bouncer deep into the zone. Coming onto the far side, and a little roller, and it'll be just wide as somehow Ruvalcaba got just enough on that to keep it from going in off of the shot by Barron. As we click down to 2 minutes to go, it'll be a free ball for the Gadsden Panthers. So 2 minutes remaining here in the plus stoppage time remaining in the first half. Hobbs leading 2-1. And it'll be a corner kick for the Eagles.
And this is something, corner kicks are dangerous because you can practice these. The ball is static, and you can set up. You can do a number of different setups.
Sanchez sends it towards the middle, and a little bouncing ball. It'll come out. Hobbs trying to maintain control to the near side with Sanchez. He'll send it back towards the middle. Bouncing ball on the far side. Ooh. A little slide kick, and just off of the mark, as Chavez will have his 3rd shot. It'll be the 7th save for Ruvalcaba.
It was a good attack and a good attempt, though, and a good save by Gadsden.
90 seconds plus stoppage time, and the ball will go out behind the Gadsden bench. And it should be Hobbs' ball. 2-1, the Eagles in the lead late in the first period. From here at Watson Stadium. Winter season stays alive. Loser season is done. With 1 minute plus stoppage time to go on the inbound, the Eagles bouncing it around. The Panthers will take it back. Just send it back out to the midfield stripe off of the chest of Camano. You have Juan Camano and Juan Camacho, and they're 14 and 15. I love that. Villalobos on the near sideline will send a bouncer. Little turnaround trying to get to it is Castillo, but booted away and out of trouble by Gabriel Garcia.
Garcia with a good defensive move right there. Saved what was probably going to be a kick.
And it will be a corner kick for the Hobbs Eagles.
Yeah, it would have been a kick and a shot on goal, more than likely.
With 15 seconds plus stoppage time remaining here in the first. Hobbs trying to tack on to a 2-1 lead here. As Sanchez will send it towards the middle of the field. It'll be off of the head of one of the Panthers, and they will blow the whistle on the first half. So a half in the books, and the Hobbs Eagles leading the Gadsden Panthers by a score of 2-1. We will be back in just a couple of minutes. Talk about this first half of action. Get you ready for the second half. Hobbs Eagle Soccer continues in a moment from Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Hello to Extra Dough from TDS. Order high-speed internet, TV, and phone and get a $500 prepaid MasterCard. Say again? New TDS customers who bundle internet, TV, and phone get a $500 prepaid MasterCard. All backed by our 30-day money-back guarantee. Internet speeds up to 1 gig available. Visit hellotds.com today. Internet speeds are up to and not guaranteed. 2-year commitment required. Subject to availability. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details. The card is issued by Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC, pursuant to a license for MasterCard International Incorporated.
We know that you want to make the most out of your time. At Lee County State Bank, we believe banking should be quick and easy. That's why we're proud to provide video banking to our customers. Save time and a trip to the bank and meet with a video banker instead. Getting started is easy. Download the LCSB Connect app, create a profile, bank from anywhere. Not a customer yet? No problem. You can use a video banking app to open an account too. Download the app today and start banking from anywhere.
Visit onlinelcsb.com. Lee County State Bank, member FDIC. RMS Foods Incorporated of Hobbs supports local athletics. Wishing the Hobbs Eagles the best of luck. That hard work and dedication is definitely paid off. It's time to shine, Eagles. RMS Foods, providing high-quality products for the food industry. RMS Foods Incorporated, Hobbs, New Mexico, proud to be a part of Lee County. Go Eagles! Your friends at RMS Foods are behind you all the way.
Outlaw Grill thanks you for supporting Outlaw Grill throughout the years. Outlaw Grill has all your favorites, from savory soups to burgers. Porterhouse steaks, fettuccine alfredo, crispy chicken scallopini are just some of the all-time favorites. Outlaw Grill invites you to come in or call your order in 575-392-2012. That's 575-392-2012. It's a fast turnaround time for a delicious gourmet meal from the crew at Outlaw Grill.
Hobbs Rental wants to wish Lee County student athletes the best of luck as they take on challenges and experience success. The team of Hobbs Rental wants you to know that teamwork is everything. Hobbs Rental provides complete valve service, relief valve, vent valve, and thief hatch maintenance. VR certified and ISN approved. When you need the job done right the first time, call Hobbs Rental at 393-3085. Go Eagles!
Cinco de Mayo specials are going on this week at Thriftway and La Tienda in Hobbs.
Baby back pork ribs, $1.99 a pound. Boneless beef ribeye steak, $6.99 a pound. Fresh sirloin in pork roast, $1.19 a pound. Large Roma tomatoes, 99 cents a pound. Large red honey mangoes, 99 cents each. Fancy sweet corn, 2 for $1. And tropical kiwi fruit, 2 for $1.
For all your grocery specials, come to La Tienda, 400 East Marlin, and Thriftway in the Broadmoor Shopping Center.
Is your cost of rent through the roof? It might make sense to buy a home instead. If you're still renting and never thought you could afford a home, right now you may want to call your friends at Robinson & Associates. Robinson & Associates offers free consultations in English and in Spanish. Robinson & Associates want to guide you through the entire process and make it as simple as possible. Call Robinson & Associates today at 392-0266. That's 575-392-0266. Call Robinson & Associates today and let them earn your trust.
Back to school doesn't have to be a hassle. Save time and money with ready meals from Albertsons Market. With convenient, ready-to-heat and ready-to-eat options, you can send them to school with a lunch packed with all their favorites and have a quick, easy meal ready for the family when they're finished with their after-school activities. Fill your fridge with ready meals and be ready for anything. Ready meals from Albertsons Market.
North Norley Hospital District proudly announces they now offer extended hours in both Lovington and Hobbs medical clinics for all of your minor injuries, minor illnesses, and minor wounds. Norley is working diligently to better serve you. Call ahead for appointments for Lovington Medical Clinic Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Call 575-396-6611, 396-6611. And for Hobbs Medical Clinic Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Call 575-433-3000, 433-3000. Norley Hospital District, united in service, trusted for life.
Forest Tire, mile after mile, we've been with you for almost 80 years. Nowadays, it seems like nothing is built to last. Phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2 tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Knowledge is the power to see more, do more, and be more. As one of the most affordable universities in the Southwest, Eastern New Mexico University has helped thousands of people just like you earn a degree. Spring 2024 at ENMU is the perfect time to get started with affordable tuition, great scholarships, and a wide range of in-person or online classes. Learn your power. Apply today for spring 2024 at enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success, that's what we're about.
You've just changed the light bulb in the pantry to an Energy Star energy-efficient LED bulb, one that uses up to 90% less energy than a regular old incandescent bulb and saves you more than $55 over its lifetime. You just saved energy and money and did the environment a solid. What's next? Organizing the pantry? It's suddenly so well lit. Find our LED discounts at excellenergy.com/lighting deals. Excel Energy.
And welcome back to Hobbs Eagle Playoff Soccer from Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports here on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel, HobbsAmerica.com, and on the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Today's game is presented by authority of the New Mexico Activities Association with permission granted by the Hobbs Municipal Schools and rights purchased by New Walmart Digital. Hobbs leads in this one 2-1. We are at the half, and really the Eagles have dominated this game. Gadsden has only had 3 shots on goal, but one of those 3 went in.
Yes, and it was as a result of a penalty and a penalty kick, and it had been it was at the time Gadsden's very first and best look at the goal, and they made it count. And Hobbs has taken a lot of shots on goal. I like that. They've been aggressive from the very beginning. They've tried to stay on offense as much as possible, and Gadsden's only been able to kind of knock them out of that a few times. And really working into the last few minutes of the half, they were able to win more of the one-on-one battles with Hobbs and to keep control of the ball and keep the ball down in Hobbs' zone more than at any other time in the match.
For the Gadsden Panthers, their one goal came at 18:35 of the first half off of the free kick for Jonathan Rodriguez. Rodriguez has only had 1 shot in this match, and he made it count with that one, which went in. Their other shots coming from Brandon Cherez and Fabian Mendoza. Diego Rubalcaba has really kept him in this match. He's got 7 saves in the first half, and they had another save by Rodriguez, actually, on a great opportunity and penetration on the left side of the goal by the Hobbs Eagles. On the Hobbs Eagles side of things, the goals for the Eagles coming from Joshua Chavez, the first goal of the game at 22:20 remaining in the first half, and then the goal by Jorge Martinez with 15:21 to go off of a header on a free kick. 2 shots on goal for Jordan Barron, Franklin Ferrafino, Juan Camacho, and Juan Camano. Diego Castanon has had a fairly relaxed game. He's only faced 3 shots, of course letting one of them go, but he saved the other 2 and really hasn't been challenged just a whole lot yet. So if you're the Eagles, you're going to come out and I think just go back to the script of continue the pressure and let your defense and your athleticism take it over. And if
Right.
you're Gadsden,
Try
you've
to-
got to find a way to bring that extra pressure.
Right. Yeah, Hobbs needs to just try to wear them down if and if they can. I think Hobbs is the stronger team. As you mentioned, Hobbs' athleticism, their conditioning, they're very, very strong. But Gadsden, again, as we said at the outset of this, they're no slouch as a team, and they're able to rise to the occasion and to put a really good match together against good teams. And that's what they're trying to do here. They're trying to play spoiler. They want to have their own Cinderella soccer season story and make that start to happen right here. So Hobbs has a lot to guard against. Hobbs, Rubalcaba, as you said, he has done a great job in that goalie position for Gadsden this match. Hobbs is going to just really take the tack that they have all match long so far, and that is to try to wear them down, to try to just stay on offense as much as possible and to force them back on their heels and to take as many shots on goal, to wear the goalie out, to wear them down, to wear Gadsden down. And Hobbs is going to want to do that and continue to play strong and not get tentative. I think Hobbs is an excellent defense, but you're going to want to try to get another score or two and pad that lead. Give yourself some insurance goals so that you don't feel like you're walking the tight wire the whole rest of this match.
The Hobbs Eagles, if they win this, will move on to play Wednesday evening right back here at Watson Stadium against the Centennial squad, the Centennial Hawks. And then the winner of that match will take on the winner of La Cueva and Atrisco Heritage. The number 2 and number 3 squads will be playing on Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock. So the Eagles and the Panthers are back out onto the pitch as we get ready to start this second half.
And we want to see Hobbs come out and dominate possession like they did most of that first half. Dominate possession time, take as many shots on goal, and you're going to win matches when you have the ball most of the time and you keep your offense and you keep your defense strong. But that's what Hobbs is going to want to do here in the second half.
So it'll be Rodriguez to send the ball in play for the Gadsden Panthers. As we get the second half underway, Hobbs with the 2-1 lead, looking to punch their ticket to the 5A semis on Wednesday.
And we might mention that as it gets later in the afternoon, that sun is swinging around, and it's going to start being a little more a factor in the camera here, and we'll just try to do the best we can to keep the sun out of the way of the video.
So Hobbs will have a chance as that one comes bouncing through, as coming out is Rubalcaba, who's going to have to make a save off of the head of Barron and somehow manages to get to it. But Hobbs with already an early opportunity just underway here in the second half.
Yep, give yourself as many scoring opportunities as you can.
Never a bad idea to send a shot on goal. As it'll go out in front of the Gadsden bench, it'll be Hobbs to throw it in. That one will come off of the head and go bouncing around as Gadsden and Hobbs fighting for it. That's Ferrafino, sends it into the middle, and the shot on and just going to be wide, as sent wide by Joshua Chavez. His 4th strike of the ball game goes wide and back to Gadsden, but yeah, had a little bit of space and sent it in, and working on the left side of the keeper Rubalcaba. Hobbs has not really challenged him on that right side, and we saw the warm-ups maybe not quite as comfortable on the right as he is on the left.
And when you stay on offense more, you force Gadsden to do what they had to do most of that first half, which is keep more of your players ready to transition offense to defense, because that keeps them with less scoring opportunities and less capabilities of going on offense.
And finding a little room for Gadsden is Ramos. Hobbs closes the seam as Ramos continues to move it through and turns around and sends a shot. It'll be blocked by the Eagles. Comes back out to midfield, and Mendoza will control it. As now Gadsden trying to put just a little bit of pressure on. Pardon me, that's Mendez. As on the far side, and Hobbs and Gadsden battling over there.
Their individual skills are very good, and Gadsden's trying to get into more one-on-one situations because they feel like they can win at least half of those and maybe more. But Hobbs really has something to say about that.
Ball just going to be popped back out by the Eagles into midfield. He's working through as a slide tackle taken away as the ball comes squirting to the near side. And it'll be Sanchez who sends it towards the middle, intercepted by the Panthers. And Mendez Works it across to Rodriguez. Now back into the middle of the field. Gadsden trying to run with Mendez.
Right.
He'll send a free ball through, and it'll be off of the foot. No save because no shot there. But Castanon was ready should it come in. And he'll just edge it out towards the front of the goal box.
He's just going to throw it out.
Yep, he'll throw it in. And the Eagles on the near side with Sanchez, who sends it forward, and a bouncing ball going through on the sprint. Ferrafino trying to get to it and just having to slide down is Rubalcaba to keep Hobbs from getting another shot on goal. And he'll roll it back out in the middle. Kind of a lazy roll with 3 Eagles in the neighborhood, but Gadsden will come away with it. So to the near side, bouncing ball. Hobbs back to the middle.
Nice work.
And dribbling through and intercepted by the Panthers. A little hesitation move by Ramos, but Hobbs doesn't fall for it. So he'll send it towards the middle of the field with Rodriguez as it squirts through as an Eagle comes over. That was Barron to try and work on that, and a Panther will go down, and they're going to call a penalty on Barron. Looked like a little bit of incidental contact, but the man in purple didn't see it that way, and he's going to go over and read Barron the riot act a little bit. And clock will stop with, well, they're going to keep it running while the Panther stays down on the far sideline.
Yeah, it'll just add to stoppage time, but there's not going to be much. He's up and ready.
The official comes over and helps him up.
So you're either hurt, get off the field, or
Or
not and get up.
Get up and play.
You're right. It's a little flop time and a little rest time sometimes in those situations for soccer. As we see, I watch and we watch quite a bit of soccer.
We have not yet had a Manu Award winner for today. In honor of Manu Ginobili from Argentina, although we did it with basketball. And that one on the free kick is going to be in, and a save by Castanon. The free ball sent in by Rodriguez.
Yeah. And I said earlier when I was talking at half about it's Castanon, who is the goalie, who has really done a great job for Gadsden and all those saves.
Castanon's our goalie.
Yeah.
Ruvalcaba's theirs.
Yes, exactly.
And we'll have a whistle. Should be a free kick.
Yeah, I thought I had
for
actually
the Eagles.
said it the other way around. I thought I had gotten it backwards at halftime. I got it right.
So it'll be a free kick for the Eagles, and booting it'll be Sanchez from the 45-yard mark, 35 on the football field, 45 from the soccer pitch. Rubalcaba prepares as that one will come in and go wide. So Hobbs trying to get a little of it back with a shot on goal on the free kick. That one wide, no shot. And it'll be out, and it'll be Gadsden ball. 34.5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining as Gadsden will send it back in. And onto the foot of Ramos. Hobbs right there quickly with Chavez. To contest is Sanchez to Chavez. To Martinez. That is one of the Hobbs goals this afternoon. Gadsden into the middle of the field. Dribbling, sending a deep one down. Trying to get a runner out, and dangerous as Hobbs comes out of the cage, as that was dangerous for Castanon. Came out to challenge the Panther that had broken free with Rodriguez. If Rodriguez gets a better strike on that ball, it's a 2-all game. But Hobbs getting a break right there. Oh, the Eagles sending it back into the midfield. As now Gadsden bringing up an extra attacker. Hobbs will take it away and send it back to Castanon, who will just immediately boot it back out. And bouncing ball at midfield will go out. And it'll be back into Gadsden possession. 33-21 to go here in the regulation time. So onto the foot of Ramos. Feeds it to Mendez in the middle. He'll leave it off, and Hobbs will boot it out.
Good time for Hobbs to just need to take it back over and get it back down in the other end of the
Barron to Ferrafino, who sends it down as Sanchez on the foot race with Del Hero. And it'll go out off of the Eagles, and Gadsden will maintain possession.
Gadsden stepped up their defense here, and now as it gets, into the other end of the soccer pitch, they're being a lot more aggressive about trying to get that ball back.
2-1, Hobbs in the lead. 32.5 minutes plus stoppage time to go in the regulation of the match. to Villalobos, but it'll be Gadsden who controls it. Moving through is Rodriguez, bouncing it into the middle, and he stays with it, and it'll go out the back line. Humberto Hernandez back on defense. That one will go rolling all the way back towards the multi-purpose facility. And it should be Gadsden ball. Yep, it'll be a corner kick for Gadsden. So an opportunity here for the Panthers with the set play as Ramos will send it in from that left corner. It's the northwest corner if you're a directional person. And now they're going to hand it off to another striker. The sun starts moving through. I should have brought my sunblock. And bouncing ball, and Hobbs will head that one away. It'll come bouncing through. Hobbs will clear it out back towards the midfield. And it's a foot race on the far sideline, and Hobbs should maintain
it
possession.
went out off of Gadsden foot.
Clock continues to move. 31 minutes to go.
Hobbs is leading 2-1.
I'm going to drop this down a little bit, see if we can block some of that sun out a bit.
Okay. Yeah, maybe helping a little. Yeah.
I just need a shady spot for my arm over here so it doesn't cook.
All right.
And so the throw in, it'll be Hobbs as the two 14s collide, Camacho and Del Hero. And one towards it's Camacho, send it in, and two saves, quick saves and good saves for Rubel Caba. He's got 10 saves in the match now as Hobbs with 2 golden opportunities and coming up empty as Camacho with one of those shots and Firafino with the other, but somehow saved out by Rubel Caba, and he is down in front of his cage. As it was just a mass of humanity down in front of that, a wild series.
Writhing, mass of just a riot right in front of the goal.
Yes, it was. I thought we were playing soccer, not rugby.
And he's up.
He's up. He's fine.
That's always good.
Official checking on him, making sure he's okay.
Hobbs, good attack, great aggression. They need to just keep this up.
30-plus minutes, 30:43 officially, plus stoppage time to go.
Be really
and
nice.
It will be Hobbs' ball on the inbound.
Yeah, they as we mentioned before, it would be very nice for Hobbs to get another goal here.
Hobbs sends a bouncing ball towards Rubel Caba, and he manages somehow to just get a hand on it and knock it away. His 11th save of the match, 12th overall for the Panthers. Turn around, young man, so I can see your numbers so I can properly attribute that. That was Humberto Hernandez who sent it on to goal. And now it'll be a corner kick for the Eagles as they can set up the set play. And sending it towards goal, and a little header going to be knocked away by the Panthers, who are then just going to have to pop it up and try and clear it out. Got a battle on the near sideline, and it'll go out off of one of the Eagles. Didn't see the flag raised, but the Eagles saying, yeah, okay, it's the Panthers' ball. So the Panthers will bounce it in front of their own bench, and that'll be Ramos, who just sends a bouncing ball. And Hobbs going to send it on towards its own goal as Castanon will settle things down as Hobbs will try and go on the offensive attack again.
Yeah, clearing it out, trying to set their own.
2-1 the Hobbs lead in this 5A quarterfinal matchup. Hobbs with some nifty little footwork to try and get a little bit more room, and we'll have a penalty on Hobbs. Foul called, free kick for the Panthers. They don't waste a lot of time.
Would have called it the other way on that.
No, Hobbs, though, will get possession off of the free kick and onto the near sideline. And whoops, as Camacho thought he had that one, but the ball didn't move. The turf monster grabbed it.
Had somebody behind him, which is important. That's why.
So now it'll come on to Chavez. Chavez battling in the midfield as he battles against Ramos. Ramos wins the battle temporarily as it'll come to the near side. Keeping it in for the Eagles will be Sanchez. And just having to swat that one away will be Arredondo. for the Panthers. Panthers settle it down, dribble it onto the far side with Mendez. Now back into the middle, looking for some room is Cherez. He'll send a long shot, and that one will go wide to the left. So Cherez will send that one bouncing. 28 minutes to go in regulation plus stoppage time. Hobbs leading 2-1. Winner will move on to play Centennial on Wednesday evening. The loser season is done. Oh, in the Hobbs offensive, or rather defensive zone, Gadsden going to try and put a little pressure on with Ramos. Ramos to Campos. Then Hobbs will take it away from Campos. They'll come to the near side with Sanchez. Sanchez going to boot it into the middle of the field, trying the centering pass as a push from behind. Ferrafino controls it, leaves it off, get it back to Ferrafino. He's got a shot, and it is off the top of the bar. Ferrafino had a fantastic look, his fourth shot of the match. Rubalcaba gets one like Gadsden did in the first half as the crossbar acts as the second goaltender.
Nice shot, though. Good work by the Eagles. That was really great teamwork. The way that they figured their array. They stayed. They really watched that. Good passing and really nice offensive attack there.
12 saves for Rubalcaba, 13 overall for the Gadsden team. Though Hobbs has been putting the pressure on the opposite side. Castanon has not had a real busy afternoon, only facing 3 shots on goal thus far. Although he's had some moments where he's come out and put himself in a little bit of danger.
It's calculated
Gadsden,
risk.
Yeah,
and
Gadsden could have maintained possession.
They've wanted to do. He's calculated risk to be able to get to it and go ahead and get it out of the danger zone.
Bouncing ball through it, gets away from Barron, and he'll swipe it and save it before it goes out. But trying to get it before it goes out, it goes back onto the foot of the Panthers. Panthers feeding it forward, trying to move it through, trying to get a man breaking through into the center. Now they'll bring the attacker up. Hobbs back to defend with Sanchez. Sanchez goes down hard as he is pushed by Rodriguez.
No call.
And they're going to say,
Yep, they are.
They're going to give him the Manu Award as it goes out. And
it was late.
It'll stay Gadsden ball.
Well, it took a while for that call, but I thought they were going to let it go. And I didn't think they should, but I'm glad they called out.
So Gadsden will have a golden opportunity, throwing it in from about the 15-yard mark. And on the throw-in will be Luis Gonzalez, junior forward for this Panther team. 25.5 as he'll send that one in towards Rodriguez. Little turnaround, and that one is going to squirt through, and Castanon going to come out and make the save.
Just give it a hug and fall on it.
Yep, nothing wrong with that. Humberto Hernandez defending for the Eagles. And sending it in will be Camano, as he'll boot it all the way out near midfield as it'll go over the head of a leaping Camacho and will bounce out on the Gadsden side of the field, but it'll be Gadsden ball. 25 minutes in stoppage time remaining in this 5A quarterfinal match. Hobbs leading 2-1 with Dawn Morgan. I'm TJ Miracle. Great to have you with us here on HobbsAmerica.com, the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page.
So Gadsden kicks it out. A lot of back and forth. Good footwork by Hobbs. Nice battle for the ball. Gadsden gets tired and just boots it out and says, let's reset.
As Villalobos will trot over and corral the ball, and he'll throw it in. So Hobbs with an opportunity to get back on the defense as Villalobos will throw it in, and that one going to be swiped at by Camacho and will go out the end line. And Gadsden ball. As the two teams just kind of feeling each other out again here. Neither team has been able to put on just a whole lot of consistent and sustained pressure anywhere.
Yeah, a lot of one-on-one here, little one-on-one battles, close footwork, as each team trying to battle for dominance to try to set up some offense.
And if you're Hobbs, you can afford to sit back just a little. You've got the 1-goal lead.
They have a little bit of more of breathing room here. The pressure is very much more on Gadsden to try to score and tie this up.
Gotta think Gadsden probably not going to start pressing for a couple of minutes.
Well,
maybe till about the 10-minute line.
They've already been pressing Hobbs here.
A little bit,
not full on, desperation, trying to just get a goal, but not yet.
Yeah, Hobbs would be just fine keeping it in the midfield area.
You bet. I mean, they can afford to eat some clock here.
Is that one going to get sent deep into the Gadsden end as it comes bouncing around? Gadsden going to come back and corral that one with Esquivel. Hobbs, so takes it away with Camacho. Camacho going for the far sideline, and that one kicked out. And Hobbs will have it as Camacho goes down hard. Should be a corner kick for the Eagles.
It will be.
Well, nope, it'll just be a throw-in.
Wow, okay.
I'm going to say it went out on the sideline. So sending it towards the middle, centering pass off of the head and in as Chavez with the header, but stopped by Rubalcaba, his 13th save of the match.
Nice shot, but a good save.
And gets it back out quickly and lets Gadsden go on the attack.
Their transition was really fast there, and Hobbs has got to guard against that.
Onto the left side, it'll be Cherez. He'll go in and bouncing in, and it'll be in the back of the net. As Cherez with the goal at 22:11 to go in the second ties this match at 2 apiece. And down and hurt is Villalobos, who let him get past him. He is not feeling too good down in the cage.
I think it's a cramp. He's got a teammate
stretching
helping him out.
But Gadsden on a 2 Eagles down, actually, with cramps. But Gadsden with that, as you mentioned, fantastic transition.
Yeah, they were lightning fast on that.
And Brandon Cherez on his 3rd shot on goal gets one through.
Hobbs' defense just a little bit slow to defend on that. And Gadsden made him pay.
And another cramp on the near side for the Eagles. Clock stops, 22:11 remaining. Just a quick note, if Hobbs does come back and win this matchup, we're all tied at 2 apiece. We will have to await on video permissioning for the match on Wednesday. Should we get permission for the video from the New Mexico Activities Association, we would have that video for you. I already tell you, if the Eagles were to make it to the state finals, we would not be allowed to video that.
So we have a trainer working out, or coach or trainer working on that cramp on one of the Eagles. And it's not such a, I have to say, it's not such a bad time for this to happen. It keeps Gadsden from using that momentum to just go immediately on attack against Hobbs. So this has actually created a little bit of cooling off period and breathing room for Hobbs to kind of take a deep breath and set and reset and say, okay, we have to be aggressive. We've got to go back after this.
Gadsden has had their opportunities, to be sure. They've only taken 6 shots on goal, but 2 of them have found the back of the net.
Right.
So now it is all knotted up at 2 apiece. This has the feeling of maybe next goal wins. So Hobbs will send it back into play.
Both teams are running out of time now.
Last time Gadsden scored, Hobbs immediately answered and took the wind out of the Panthers' sails, but they have never gone away. Onto the near side, that one will be booted out. It'll be Hobbs' ball from the near sideline. Hendrik Morales will toss it in for the Eagles. It's Coach Marquez directing traffic out there.
The Eagles need to do what they do well, and that's go on offensive attack.
And it'll be the bouncer as off the chest of Camacho. He works his way through traffic. Going to have a wide angle shot, but slid in and knocked away at the last second by Julian Arredondo, senior defenseman for the Panthers. But it'll be Hobbs' ball on a corner kick. So Hernandez, Eliud Hernandez, the senior striker, will send it in as Hobbs will line up the set play. 21 minutes to go in regulation. Hernandez will send it in, and the leaping over, and it'll bounce through, gets over everybody. Back out into the midfield. It'll be off of the cleats of Morales, and then back out for the Panthers. Now the Panthers with a chance on a break. A 2-on-2, bouncing into the near side. Panthers going to look. And it'll be Rodriguez finds his way through, and Hobbs somehow will knock it away and bounce it out of harm's way. And it'll go out off of one of the Panthers. That was Campos. So Hobbs with another defensive breakdown. But they pulled it together at the last second. No shots on goal, but more pressure applied by the Panthers. As now the Panthers seem to have their groove going. As out on the near side, Hobbs' ball near midfield. As Hobbs trying to pick the pace up a little bit, as that throw is actually going to be off of the Coach Gill for Gadsden. The official's going to say, nope, no throw in. Nope, they changed their mind, and so it'll be Gadsden throw in front of their own bench. Be Cardiel to inbound it from in front of his own bench. Halfway mark now of the second period, all tied at 2. Gadsden finding a little room again. It's Cherez, but booted away as saving it from the backside is Martinez. Cherez has one of the goals for the Panthers. And the air just seems to have gone out of the Eagles just a little bit here, Dawn.
Yeah, they need to get that energy back and go on attack. Try to dominate the ball, keep it out of Gadsden's offense.
Gadsden going to bounce it in. It'll find its way through. Hobbs' defense will just boot it away back out to the 30-yard mark. It's a battle to the right of the Hobbs bench. Hobbs will come away with it, and squirting through traffic and moving his way up is Camacho. But he gets intercepted from behind, a push down. No call. Hobbs will maintain possession, though, as they're trying to get it to Camacho, but Gadsden will steal it away. Moving down onto the right wing and working it through will be Rodriguez, and he's going to go down hard as a collision with one of the Eagles. Pardon me, that was Gonzalez.
And what are they going to call
As
it?
he was sitting on his head, that 6 looked like a 9. So it'll just be a throw-in for the Panthers from right of the Hobbs bench. That'll be a penalty kick, free kick from there.
Okay,
so
right.
Now
so they did call it, yeah.
They did. So now they'll set up the free kick, and they'll set the set play as Gadsden going to send 7 guys towards the net. As that one, a bouncer that's going to find its way through, and the save made by Castanon, his 5th. Is that just a little redirection at the last second inside by Gadsden and Herrera? The ball goes bouncing out as Gadsden seems to have all the energy and all the momentum as they'll get to throw it in from near midfield.
Yeah, Hobbs very much back on their heels, back on defense, and that's okay. Hobbs' defense is strong, but this match is tied. This game is tied, and Hobbs needs to try to get that score in, find their way.
Of course, this game were to end in a tie, we would have one period of overtime, then a shootout, and Hobbs working his way through as the Eagles with Chavez trying to find some room, but swatted away at the last second. It'll go out on the far sideline. Hobbs throw in. So Hobbs now trying to put a little extra pressure on. Of course, last year the Hobbs Eagles had a fantastic team, but ended here at Watson Stadium in the quarterfinal round on a shootout. I hate to bring up bad memories.
Right. We don't want to have repeat. We don't want to get into that situation. We can help it.
Hobbs going to have to send a sub in, as checking in will be Adrian Sanchez, as off the near side will be Castillo. As a little blood, I think. He's going to have to go see the trainer. So Castillo is going to be the one who pulls the trigger on the inbound on the far side. 16:45 plus stoppage time remaining. And on the throw-in, that one going to go bouncing through, and Rubalcaba, no shot, just has to save it and let his squad mates head on back down the pitch. So he'll kick it away, and it'll get over the head of everyone. But still on the attack for Gadsden is Rodriguez, and I think they're going to call a foul on Rodriguez, maybe. Of course, that was away from the ball where the whistle sounded. And, they're going to put a red card out. And so that will do it, as that will end the night for Jonathan Rodriguez, as the red card for Rodriguez comes out. he is thrown out of the game. And here's the important thing to remember if you are the Gadsden Panthers. With the ejection, Dawn,
yes,
he is not eligible to play in the next game, so he couldn't play in the semifinals.
Even if Gadsden were to win.
Even if Gadsden were to win. And he's got 4 shots on goal and one of their goals.
So that's a major piece out of Gadsden's lineup in their game that they're going to have to do without here. Hobbs needs to go ahead and sweep in, take advantage of this.
Yes, they do. And so Rodriguez is done with the red card, the ejection, which will end his game today and will also end his next match. And he's just a junior, so he's going to have to sit that one out if he plays next year, too.
Wow.
Even if he loses, if Hobbs wins this game, he would have to sit out the first match of next year.
Consequences, consequences. Heat of the game, heat of the moment, big game, everything on the line. You can understand what happens.
And it'll be
consequences.
Yep, it'll be a free kick for the Hobbs Eagles after the foul and the ejection on the red card. So Hobbs will send it away, and Gadsden just going to try and head it out of harm's way, and they'll kick it back out. Nope, it won't go out. Yes, it will.
Yeah.
There's Villalobos on the far sideline to throw it in. So, yeah, the physicality had picked up. Coming in for the Hobbs Eagles will be Alexis Sanchez getting an extra striker in, or Andrick Morales. So putting in an extra attacker.
It's a good plan. Yeah, I think this is a good plan for Hobbs, very definitely, because we're down, we're into the final few minutes of regular time here.
So Hobbs to Villalobos, and he'll just sweep it towards the middle, but Gadsden will steal it away. The Panthers are going to have to go without their striker as Hobbs will take it away now, and a trip
that should be Gadsden.
As Cherez tripping up one of the Eagles, and so Hobbs will have a free kick from about the football 18-yard line, so about the 28-yard mark on the soccer pitch. 15 minutes remaining in regulation plus stoppage time, all tied at 2. As Gadsden has picked up the intensity and the physicality.
The pace. Yeah, very definitely the physicality for sure.
So setting it down will be Alexis Sanchez. He'll get the free kick. Gadsden going to send the wall in front of him.
I think this is a point where Hobbs' poise, their experience at playing from ahead, playing playing tied or ahead, is going to serve them well if they can just maintain their focus, regroup, and re-energize, and just go on the attack.
And Sanchez will send that one in, somehow blocking it out is Rubalcaba, his 14th save of the ball game. Sanchez, his second shot on net. Rubalcaba will send a bouncing ball back out towards midfield. Just timing the jump a little bit on that was Sanchez. The ball going to bounce on Hobbs' side of the midfield stripe. Eagles trying to settle things down with Hernandez, who will then send a long inlet pass down. No Eagle in the neighborhood. And now we'll have a bouncer and a challenge right at the 20-yard mark and out. It's Coach Gill over on the sideline, I noticed a minute ago, with Jonathan Rodriguez. He was getting a lot of high fives and yeah buddies from his teammates, but Coach Gill came over and had a little heart-to-heart with him, and the demeanor on the bench changed, let's put it that way, for Rodriguez. He went from being up and high-fiving, and he's got his head down now because I think Coach Gill told him, if we win this game, you can't play next game, son. And then the bouncer, and that one will go high and out. Out the back line and back over to the Panthers. 13 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. This game would remain tied. We would have a 5-minute overtime, and then we would have the shootout. Best of 5 on the shootout.
I think it's in Hobbs' interest to try to win this on the field.
Yeah, I think it's in regulation.
Either in regulation or in overtime. It's going to be, I think, important for them.
Goes bouncing through and trying to find a little bit of room in there is Chavez, and booted away, and Chavez goes down hard. Play will continue. Is Gadsden going to send it back out towards the midfield stripe as Hernandez on the defense. for De Villalobos as Hobbs will reset the offense. Now to Villalobos, who comes out of his defensive position, sends it over, and a shot from the right wing on goal sent in and towards it by Sanchez, but it'll go wide. And so Gadsden dodging a bullet as Hobbs taking a long angle shot, but one of the Eagles still down in front of the cage. And I think just some cramping getting to the Hobbs Eagles. You wouldn't think that cramping would be a problem for Hobbs, used to playing on this field in this weather, in these conditions. They will stop the clock for an injury timeout with 11:54 to go in regulation plus stoppage time.
It's a lot of, when you spend a lot of time on your feet, on the move, and you do that over the period, and you're not getting subbed out. You're there. You're in the moment. You're playing, and that just that lactic acid that you just get that build up, and you're just going to be more susceptible to that. No, really, a lot of times, no matter how well conditioned you are, it's just the time you're spending on the move.
More Lee County High School sports today. The Hobbs Eagles with it, trying to find a little space as it'll come bouncing through into the middle. Hobbs trying to find a little room, and Gadsden just going to have to send it away. And over the head of everybody is off of the head of one of the Eagles, and sliding out is Castanon, who will send it back away. Gadsden keeping a little backside pressure on the Eagles.
Right.
As they will come to the near side, back out in the middle. Is Gadsden going to bring another attacker in?
Well, they were just buying some time to make sure they're.
Is Barron up to Sanchez. Bouncer into the middle, and Rubalcaba will touch that one off, and it'll go out, and it'll be Hobbs on the corner kick. The Eunice Cardinals in high school football today all over the Escalante Lobos, 49-0. The final in that one over on the Eunice Sports YouTube channel.
Wow, did they make it to halftime? Did they call that at half?
49-0. So it made it to the end of the game.
Oh, to the end of the game. All right.
And the corner kick for the Eagles. The header and headed away after the initial head is Gadsden with it. Hobbs will come in, and we will have a hard tackle, and Hobbs will have a free kick from the 20-yard mark, as getting the hip was Gabriel Garcia as he put the hip hard into Jorge Martinez. Also on the soccer pitch today, the Lovington Wildcats are up in Albuquerque taking on the St. Pius X Sartans. We'll try and get an update on that one if we can.
Yeah, got somebody down. I'll move the camera away, even though it's shielded out by a lot of players still. Somebody is down, maybe hopefully just cramping.
Yeah, well, that was part of the collision down there.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure that is Jorge Martinez, as Martinez and Garcia with a pretty good collision down there after that corner kick that got headed out, trying to get it out of harm's way.
Yeah, it was a free-for-all right there.
Yes, it was.
A lot of danger there, because you got a lot of momentum, bodies clashing and clanging around, and legs flying, cleats flying. So hopefully somebody's gonna jump up and be okay at the end of this.
Hopefully so.
Yeah, probably the second half of that Eunice game went in a flash, because it was in running clock, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah, running clock in high school football generally does not take much time.
But, a good win for Eunice. Moving on, they're the number 1 ranked team in 2A.
Yes, they are.
So not unexpected that they would win that game, but good that they did. They move on, and they'll have another home game next weekend.
Yep, they'll play Tularosa next weekend, who knocked off Jal yesterday. Of course, you called that the Jal game yesterday. Tularosa.
Right. Adam.
Yeah, looking pretty good out there.
Yeah, Tularosa was, they just came in ready to play. They're big, they're fast, and they look to me like a much better team. We're playing like a team much better than a 5th seed team against Jal, and it was just too much. Jal just was not ready for them, and just Tularosa had the upper hand from the very beginning. It's one of those games that Jal just never got into the game well. Offensively, better defensively, but so it was a tough loss for Jal with their season, coming off of being state champions one year, and then but they did get into the playoffs, and That's always a good season. You have a winning season, get in the playoffs. It's okay.
And I'm trying to find an update on the Lovington match while
soccer match.
while we have a moment.
We have an injury timeout going on. The longer it goes, the more worrying it is about something that's going to be more serious. And we certainly hope it's not. So let's just hope they're taking some precautions down there. We don't want to see players from either team.
No, we do not.
With injuries.
And they're going to call out the cart. So let's while they're bringing that out, let's go in. Let's play some spots. Take a time out.
Sure.
As Eagle Soccer will continue from New Hallmark Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
Congratulations.
And welcome back to Hobbs Eagle Soccer from Watson Stadium in the 5A quarterfinals. As taken off of the field was Jorge Martinez. Certainly hope that that young man is okay, as Alexis Sanchez will take the free kick from inside the 10-yard line, so inside 20 yards from the cage. 10:34 plus stoppage time remaining, all tied at 2. So Sanchez with a golden opportunity here to get the Eagles back up, and he'll send one through, and we've got one in off of the redirect and putting it in. Light the lamp, the Hobbs Eagles have got the score, as that'll be Alexis Sanchez off of the deflection, took it to the right side and then brought it back left. 10:25 to go in the second period. Alexis Sanchez gives Hobbs the 3-2 lead.
So exciting. Wow.
So
really nice work there. I thought, oh no, it's just going to be a slow kick, but that's what you want to see, is making the most of that deflection.
Basically his own assist.
Yeah, exactly. That was terrific.
So Hobbs retakes the 3-2 lead. Score update coming in from Albuquerque as the Lovington Wildcats title defense is over, as they fall to St. Pius in the 4A boys quarterfinals today, 5-0. Still a pretty good run for that Wildcat squad.
You bet.
Rubel Cabo just going to have to fall back under pressure from Gadsden on this one. I don't think Hobbs can back off any here. This Gadsden team is not going away.
They're gamers, they're players, and they're capable of taking that energy and momentum and switching it. And Hobbs just needs to guard against a quick comeback goal from them. They've really just got to dominate possession of the ball and try to keep.
Nifty little move for the Eagles. Centering pass comes in and turning around, and a little shot, and it was actually blocked Camacho, but they'll bring it in on the far sideline off of the deflection. That's Camano from Camacho with 9.5 to go in the second, and the Hobbs Eagles have stretched this one out to a 4-2 ball game.
So there's some insurance on top of the go-ahead soccer goal. That was Hobbs instead of Gadsden coming right back with a comeback goal. Hobbs just decided to, put the cap on it themselves.
So the Hobbs Eagles, just like that, go up by 2.
And we talked about they need to stay on attack. And guard against Gadsden being able to get a goal. And they did that. Best way to do that, get your own goal, which is what they did.
So now the Eagles up 2 goals, 4-2, as they light the lamp for the 4th time in the match and the 2nd time in a minute. So now Hobbs going to go back on the attack. You got to think they're going to try and do that feeded bouncing ball forward as Sanchez looks for a little room, taken away by the Panthers, and a battle out around the 30-yard mark as that one goes around the official. As Villalobos going to just send it back. Hobbs to Umberto as he'll just let it bounce back behind him. They'll reset, and then he'll send it down the far sideline and off the chest, working it through the right wing. Eagles down. It'll be taken away by Del Hero as he'll go down, and the ball will go out as he was fighting with Ferrafino on the far side. And it should be Gadsden ball. Yes, it will on a penalty, so the free kick in. Back out to the midfield. 8.5 plus stoppage time remaining in the match. That one going to go sailing into the stands on the far side. So the Hobbs Eagles are 8 minutes and 20 seconds away from having a Wednesday afternoon matchup against the Centennial Hawks right here at Watson Stadium.
And as long as they just keep their wits about them, don't fall apart, just still try to maintain possession of the ball, but they can relax just a little bit in terms of being on the offensive attack, as long as they, just eat some clock and play good, strong defense and keep Gadsden from being able to gain momentum and launch anything. Because they're down not just one goal, but two. And they'd have to come back in what time is left and score the 2 goals to tie it, to force it into overtime. So Hobbs definitely has some breathing room here, but they can't let down completely.
Yeah, at this point you could almost go into the midfield trap as Gadsden finding its way through. Nifty little move and a wide-angle shot, and that'll be saved at the last moment as Luis Gonzalez comes in as Castanon will challenge him and take it away, but it'll be a corner kick for the Panthers. Castanon made a nifty little move to get a look on the extreme angle shot against Castanon, who came out. So now it'll be a set play for the Panthers. Checking in will be Alessandro Rodriguez, a freshman striker, coming in to try and get a little extra offense. So sending it towards the net, and Castanon through traffic goes up, grabs it himself, and he'll just bounce that one out.
Yeah, nice move.
Eagles with a chance for a 3-on-3 break. They'll get it to Patton right in the middle field. He drags, slides it, comes over to the left side. Running forward is Chavez, and back to Patton in the middle. Patton off of the crossbar. It is up into the ether, and Patton with a gem of a chance off of a great assist from Chavez.
Yeah. And that was what was nice, the pass there and taking that. It was just sure all the way.
So now Gadsden reeling and trying to find a little room. 6:15 plus stoppage time to go in regulation. Hobbs leading 4-2. That one will go bouncing out, and it'll be Hobbs throw in.
Hobbs just trying to put some cream on the coffee there with yet another goal. And there's still plenty of soccer time to play here.
Hobbs right at their goals per average on the season with 4.
4-2, your score here, as the top-ranked and so far unbeaten Eagles this season just trying to put this one away.
But has not been an easy one.
No, it hasn't.
As a whistle sounds on the throw-in as they got Sanchez in the middle, but a penalty on the Eagles, and I think we've got do we have another card having been issued?
Let's see. Officials are.
I didn't see a red card flash.
I didn't either. I think it's fine.
I did saw Brandon Cherez pull his jersey up over his head, so maybe he got a yellow, but I didn't see a red, and he's not coming to the sideline.
Yeah, I saw the official over there talking to that group of 3 Eagles, though.
But checking in will be Israel Herrera is coming over to the bench. Is Cherez. I have a feeling that that's Coach Gill going, I've already lost one of my big guns. I don't need to lose another one. Let's get him over here and get him settled down. He's going to come over. Oh, he's taking his jersey off, and that can't make Coach Gill happy. And I think maybe they did red card him.
Wow.
As back in, as Castanon going to watch that go out. It'll be a corner kick for the Eagles. So I didn't see the red card flash, but I have to think that maybe that does it for.
Or maybe he just did that. Maybe he just self-destructed there. I don't know.
So maybe a red card. I'm putting a Because, again, I didn't see
No,
the
I
official
didn't see it
flash
either.
it.
I just saw them talking, but I think between coming out of the match at this point and what he was saying and what the coach might have said, I think he might have just self-destructed there.
So it'll be Hobbs' ball to Patton in the middle of the field as Gadsden will take it away. 4:50 remaining. Bouncing ball out to midfield. Hobbs can be content to just work it back as Hernandez battles on the far side with Mendez. And a bouncing ball as on the run. Taking it away will be Villalobos. Nice job as he battles on the far side with Herrera, who just checked into the ball game. 4.5 to go in the match. As two of the big guns for the Panthers are out, one with a red card, the other maybe. I think maybe frustration getting the better of some of the Panthers.
Again, understandable.
And just a little feed through, and it'll be a breakaway opportunity for the Eagles. Feeding it back across, and getting knocked down from behind is Chavez. He should have a free kick, but nope, they're going to say just out. And it'll go back over to the Panthers. Hobbs, since they got the 2-goal lead, has continued to apply the pressure. And they are smelling the blood in the water. It'll be a bouncer into the middle of the field. And just a little soft one towards goal by Camacho. Caba with the easy stop. As Hobbs will just take it back, working it to the middle.
I mean, they'd be happy to, as I said, just to, get another goal to really just put the exclamation point on it if they can. But a lot of this is they're just keeping the ball away from Gadsden at this point. And with each minute that ticks, a little air, more of the air goes out of the balloon there for Gadsden, especially losing a couple of their top players.
3 minutes plus stoppage time available for the Panthers. Of course, Hobbs scored their 2 goals in this half within a minute of each other. Anything can happen.
You can't let down. You cannot let down. You can't assume anything.
So now the Panthers are going to try and find a little room as we're down to 2:45 plus stoppage time. And it'll be Hobbs' ball as Gadsden not able to control that one. So Hobbs will just throw it in. That'll be Villalobos with 2:45 remaining in the match. Plus stoppage time. And they have stopped the clock.
Okay.
As checking in for the Eagles will be Xander Castillo. I'm not sure why they stopped the clock. Now they've restarted it. So the throw in for Hobbs. And it'll come to the near side to Barron, working the left wing. Feeding it into the middle to Patton. Patton back to Barron as they cross the midfield stripe, and that one going to be booted into the Gadsden bench by Rodriguez. It'll be Hobbs throw in. Barron will toss it towards the middle and partially intercepted, but Hobbs will get it right back. He'll get it to Patton in the middle. He works it off the back of his foot to Hernandez, then to Patton. Patton just takes it back under a little bit of pressure, going to boot it, and they play keep away. Barron loses the ball as it'll go bouncing. Rodriguez with a chance will send a bouncing ball down deep into the Hobbs into the zone, and a collision as Castanon comes out of his cage, and he and Herrera will run into each other, and it'll be Gadsden ball. We are 2 minutes remaining in regulation plus stoppage time. So Gadsden now with their what could be their last gasp. They are going to need to score probably on this throw-in. They can do it like a set play.
Sure, they can target that throw. It's just not going to go as far. It's not going to be.
No, they'll toss it towards the middle, and it'll be a header in. And Herrera takes his second shot, and it'll be a stop for Castanon, his 7th of the match. And then another quick one on Castanon.
It was just, he just
took
it.
Bounced it around.
He
Okay,
took it and fell on it just to make sure that was.
1 minute plus stoppage time remaining in regulation. Hobbs has it back in the Gadsden end of the field. Little feed forward as Patton on the run. He'll slide over, get it right before it takes out. Takes it into the far corner, and then the ball still out, and then it will go out. And it'll be Gadsden ball. Nope, it should be Hobbs' corner kick.
Yeah.
30 seconds plus stoppage time remaining in regulation. On the corner kick into the middle of the field. It'll come off of Sanchez. He'll work his way through and just send it wide. They did not give them any stoppage time at all. It is over. It is over, and the Hobbs Eagles are victorious 4-2 against the Gadsden Panthers and will move on into the state semifinals on Wednesday afternoon. Congratulations to the Hobbs Eagles, victorious.
The Hobbs Eagles on the fans on their feet as they should be. Wow, nice job. Good win for Hobbs. Their season stays perfect, and they move on.
They will move to 21-0 on the season. A quick look at the final numbers in this one for the Gadsden Panthers. Even in the loss, Diego Rubalcaba still had a whale of a match as he had 15 saves.
Wow.
On 15 shots, or 15 saves on 17 shots. Hobbs with 18 shots, as Rodriguez with the other save before he got red carded. He had one of the 2 goals. He scored at 18:35 of the first period. One went in off of 4 shots. Brandon Cherez with their second goal came at 22:11 in the second. One of his 3 shots, he was also red carded in this ball game. Fabian Mendez and Israel Herrera and Luis Gonzalez also taking shots on goal for the Gadsden Panthers as they put 2 on the board in the loss. For the Hobbs Eagles, scoring started with Joshua Chavez. He scored with 22 minutes exactly remaining in the first half, and then Jorge Martinez tacked on one at 15:21 to give Hobbs the 2-1 lead. The other goals and what will turn out to be the winner, Alexis Sanchez with 10:25 remaining in the match, put Hobbs up 3-2, and that's the ultimate winner. And then Juan Camano with 9:30 remaining on a free kick gives the Eagles the 4-2 victory. Juan Camacho took 4 shots on goal. Amari Patton with the shot on goal. Hernandez with the shot on goal. Franklin Ferrafino put 4 on net. Jordan Barron put a couple out too. And as mentioned, Josh Chavez with 5 on goal. Diego Castanon stops 5 of the 7 shots that he sees and does a fantastic job once again in the cage. So the Eagles will move on now to take on the Centennial Hawks, a battle of the birds here at Watson Stadium on Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday evening, we will have to wait on video approval from the NMAA. I'm thinking that we will probably get that, but we will have to make sure. But we'll just keep an eye on our Facebook page and listen to Kicks, KZOR, KPZA, Eagle 100.5 throughout the week. We'll let you know about the semifinal matchup and if we will be allowed to do that one. So Dawn Morgan, an exciting match, and it was back and forth. Hobbs stretching it out at the end.
It was. Gadsden didn't. Gadsden came in here to fight and to play, and Hobbs was able to be dominant most of that match. But Gadsden didn't. As you said, Gadsden did not make it easy for them. They had to work, at this one. They had to do some of the things they've done best, and that they have that have made them such a good team all season. The number 1 ranked team. They're proving that yet again with the way they handled this match in its entirety today. Good comebacks and just playing very well, just doing some really excellent work, some passing, their footwork, their teamwork, just very, very good. Their transitions for the most part, everything looking good, and it's another good one. I think it's great that they had to work a little at this because they are going to face stronger competition in their next match. And they're going to have to be sharp. And this was a good test and a good tune-up for that as they move forward. And I know their ultimate goal is the state championship, and they're going to have to play the next match and bring everything they've got and do their best in that one.
So when that match will be on Wednesday, we will get you the time as soon as we can, and we'll let you know about video streaming as soon as we can. We do know it'll be on Wednesday.
Yeah, congratulations to Coach Reyes, his staff, and the Eagles, the team. A great job. I think Coach Reyes has been a very good fit for this Hobbs soccer squad. It came together at the right time with excellent talent and experience with this team, and put it all together with the coaching. And this is what you've got. You've got a 21-0 team hunting for that state championship. I sure hope they get it. It's been a pleasure to call this match, and we look forward to the next one.
So we'll see you on Wednesday. NMAA willing, right back here for the semifinals. Thanks to Tiff and Evie back in studio, keeping an eye and an ear on things. For Don Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Watson Stadium. The Eagles move on to the Final Four with a 4-2 victory over the Gadsden Panthers. Have a great weekend, everybody. Good afternoon.